demonstrating your expertise in property matters. Now, I know this is very important. It's crucial, and I know a lot of people, and as a video coach, I encounter this a lot. People who want to be perceived and seen as being professional and an expert in their field. Absolutely, me too. Okay, but that doesn't mean, and I see this a lot, whether it's accountants or fitness coaches or beauticians, it doesn't matter who it is. We all have this thing whereby if we're going to be professional, we have to be serious. And people go into what I call newsreader mode. And it's like they're very rigid, they don't move, they don't have animation on their face, and they're not themselves, it's like they go into, as I said, newsreader mode. It's like they're being interviewed by the headmaster because, their kid's been kicked out of one school and they're trying to get them into another school. So they're being very serious and proper. You don't have to be that way, okay? It is entirely possible to be professional and engaging and entertaining at the same time. And if you're smart and strategic with your video marketing, you will demonstrate your expertise with property matters in a beautiful environment, in an engaging environment, in a relevant environment. It doesn't have to be your office, okay? So some of the topics that you can do for these particular videos, if there's been a recent change in zoning in your area, you can do a quick video on that. It's like, okay, so this area has now been designated as suitable for subdivision. So if you have a block, if a home on a residential block in this area that is greater than 1,700 square meters, blah, 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 you can now put up a blah, blah, blah. And if you want a bit more information on that, I do have a checklist from council on this. So give me a call or message me. I'll be happy to send that through to you. So when it comes to updating people in your newsfeed on council matters, if you do have a contact at council, or perhaps you've got somebody in your network that is a specialist in this area, zoning applications and things like that, you can interview them and get them to break it down using layman's terms. What does it mean to me, Mrs. Homeowner, who doesn't really understand the lingo, the jargon? Explain it to me. Does it mean my home is now worth an extra 50,000 or an extra 250,000? What does it mean? Does it mean I'm going to have a block of apartments potentially going up next to me? What does that change in zoning mean to me? And you can use that as well for things like interest rate rises. What does it mean? How is it going to impact me? If I'm thinking about selling, does it mean I'm going to have more buyers or less buyers, a higher price or a lower price? Don't just, send out the alert that the price, the interest rates are the same or they've gone up or down. What does it mean? Break it down. Demonstrate your understanding of what it means. You can do things as well, like helping buyers. Because once again, buyers become sellers. And sellers who aren't ready to sell yet may see how you look after your buyers or see your understanding of things and think, if he looks after them, he can look after me, he, she, all right? So if you could do a video on the topic of if you're sick of missing out, on yet another home that you'd fallen in love with, you can do these 5 things to ensure that you are perceived by the listing agent as a hot buyer, as someone to be taken seriously. And if you'd like a copy of those 5 things, send me a message, okay? Other topics, how to make a compelling pre-auction offer if you're working in an area that does auctions. You can also do perhaps an interview with your property manager, looking at what the new rental listings are. Now, these sorts of things is where you've got to get creative if you are new to the real estate business and don't have listings of your own at the moment. What videos can you do that demonstrate your understanding of the property market, the buying, the listing and selling process? So you need to perhaps draw on some of these topics in the expertise section of the personal branding videos and come up with some content there. So what we will be doing next is looking at the interview section for personal branding. But I wanted to talk to you also about the calls to action for that section of the expertise. And that is very much, once again, if you want to know more, if sounds like something you need to know or you're curious about, message me or give me a call and I'll shoot them through to you. Alrighty, coming up, interviews. Yes, we've got interviews coming up and also videos that will build your know, like, and trust.